And we continue learning Hachzek Musar Yomi. Rabeinu Yona's Sharei Teshuva, we pick it up on page of 436. And we're in the middle of discussing how one could fall, one can err. But if someone decides that a certain area is just not for him and completely wipes it away, that puts him in, unfortunately, a completely different category. That's what puts him into the unfortunate category of a mushmad ledavar acher, as one who unfortunately is not considered. As he says over here, he continues and he says, and now there's two types. There's a mushmad l'te'avoin and a mushmad lahachzik. A mishumad l'te'avoin and a mishumad lahachzik. Very important difference, as we'll see. Says Rabeinu Yona, page 436, v'amar zechrona levracha, teaches the Gemara in Avodah Zarah, ki harayim, shepherds, lo yimalu ma'isam min habar v'lo midu ma'isam min habar. Shepherds, they would neither raise them up nor lower them into a pit, meaning we don't have to save a shepherd's life, but we're not allowed to kill them. What exactly does this mean? These are people that would graze their animals in other people's fields, which of course is illegal, not allowed, and called gazela, stealing. And they just were like, this whole gazela thing was not on their radar. But this was because of their taiva, because of their lust and their desire for money. It wasn't lahachas, it wasn't to anger God. It was merely because they felt they needed a few extra dollars, they needed to get the free pasture for their animals. So says Rabeinu Yona, that's in a little bit of a different classification. Such a person, if he's dying, you don't save him, but you're not allowed to push him in and kill him, not allowed to push him into the pit. Says Rabeinu Yona, however, regarding minim apikarsim, literally heretics, we have an obligation to lower them into the pit. In earlier days, they had to actually kill them. And someone who purposely goes and is over averis kamu b'chlal aminim is in a similar category. But says Rabeinu Yona, what does it mean lahachis? What does it mean someone's doing something to anger God? V'inyan lahachis, what exactly that means is he doesn't eat the food, he doesn't do the sin because he feels like he enjoys it. It's pleasureful. He enjoys the food. That's not why he does it. He'll have two pieces of meat, a kosher piece and a not kosher piece, and he'll bedavka and specifically go and eat the not kosher meat. So clearly, it's not because it tastes better. It's the same item. But rather, he just completely doesn't care, and he goes and he eats the nevela. That is at this much higher level. Continues Rabeinu Yona, we've explained, person who acts acts flagrantly. What exactly does it mean? He scorns the word of God. Teaches Chazal, Gemara and Tanejim, Kidvar Shem Bazar Vetz Mitzvaysav Hafer, the word of God, he scorns and he violates the mitzvahs. What does that mean? Zeh Oimer Ein Torah Min Hashamayim, Rachmana Litzlan, someone who says the Torah is not in heaven. V'Megala upon him about Torah, one who's Megala upon him, he acts insolently towards the Torah of a Mavaza Talmidei Chachamim, or one who belittles Talmidei Chachamim, Mavazazes Ma'adais, or he belittles the Tayvim, Kaval Bish Biyadam Torah Ma'isiv Tayvim, he has Torah, he has Ma'isiv Tayvim, still Ein Loi Chelek La'olam Haba. And we conclude for today, it says Rabeinu Yona, Perish HaMegala upon him about Torah. What does this mean? That one is Megala upon him, he acts in such a negative and degrading manner towards the Torah. It means that someone who speaks things about the Torah that are not true. The Torah wrote this b'chinam. Torah wrote this for free, for no purpose. And from his arrogance, and from his haughtiness, he says, cannot comprehend, since he can't comprehend it, must be they're not there. If I can't understand this pasuk, it must be there is no meaning, such terrible gaiva, such horrible place of haughtiness that he's coming from. Continues Rabeinu Yona v'nemar ki lo davar reiku mikem. Of course, the pasuk in Devarim says, "My Rabeinu teklal Yisrael." There's nothing davar reik. There's nothing empty from you. V'amar Rabbi Zechariah Levracha teaches you Shalmi v'im reiku. If you can't understand something, if it's reik, if it's empty, mikem, it's you that are reik. It's not the Torah's reik. It's not that the Torah is lacking. That we in our feeble minds can't understand and have to work to be able to come to a place to understand. And finally, davar echam in divrei Torah lo yod alav. Anyone who rejects even a single statement from the Torah, doesn't admit it, that's a form of megala upon, and that's a form of rejection, acting in a degrading manner. For example, if he says a statement, unfortunately, we hear people say all the time, what benefited for us is those that learn Torah. If they get wisdom, it's only for themselves. And what do we gain from they learning Torah? But that is contradicting a pasuk in the Torah that says Hashem regarding to Sadaim, I would spare the entire city based on them. So we see clearly that Tzadikim, that the righteous, of course, do effect, and of course do give something else to those around him. How careful everyone has to be, how we talk about the Laim Dei Torah in every single aspect of the Torah.